How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sue. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you're all having a terrific day out there. Today we're going to get to Patsy Cline, and we've never done her before on the channel, and this should be an absolute blast. You know, I don't really know a lot about country music, to be honest. I've learned more on the channel than I ever knew growing up, but there was a couple of artists that I always knew and loved, and Patsy Cline was one of them. I really do like her stuff. I have a couple of albums that she's done, and I just think she's an absolute genius, and I'm really excited about doing this one today because we're going back to 1957 for this song, and apparently this is a rare kind of appearance on this particular TV show. Now, I have no idea what show this is, so you guys can tell me, I'm sure, in the comments. But she is an absolute genius, and I love her work. So this should be very cool to see this performance because, as I said, it comes up as saying that it is very rare. And before we get going, though, if you could all like the video and subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate that. It really does help me to grow. It's an algorithm thing, so when you do those two things, it gets my videos out to other people. And if you care to, you can always join as a member of my channel, and all you have to do is click on the join button. It'll give you a bunch of different membership options, and if any of them appeal to you, you can become a member of Play It Again Sue. All right, here we go. From 1957, here is Patsy Cline and Walking After Midnight, a rare video, it says. Look forward to this.
I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I walk for miles along the highway. Well, that's just my way of saying I love you. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I have to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the sky turns gloomy, the night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the starlight, just hoping you may be somewhere walking after midnight, searching for me.
This is so great. Now, this is the original kind of way that she did the song in 1957, and this is when it was a hit for her. And we later have heard another version that was recorded sometime after this that had a bit more of a pop kind of flair. It was done on Decca Records, and I think that might be the one that people are more familiar with, but this was the song, this kind of version of this song was the original one that made her have a hit with this one. And it's very cool because there's a lot of different things going on in this song. So first of all, it's kind of got a jazzy kind of feel to it with the way that they're playing the guitar and the drums. But there's also something about it that has kind of a laid back sort of rockabilly feel, which is kind of cool. Now, her voice is a lot more subdued in this too, but it's kind of sexy sounding. It's just so lovely. In the other version of the song, it's a little bit more kind of amped up, but this one suits the music with that jazzy kind of style, with the flares of country and a little bit of rockabilly. It's just an absolutely cool vibe for this particular song. Absolutely love it. And to me, I mean, 1957, she would have been 24 or 25 years old. And was there something about people back in the day where they just seemed older than they were? When we look at people now that are 24 and 25, you know, we think of them as young people, but she had such a maturity about herself here and just seemed to be older than what she actually was. I mean, she was so tremendous, and you think about, she's considered one of the kind of the best vocalists of all time, really. And she was one of the first people to be able to cross over from the country genre into the like the more of a pop kind of of styling. So, you know, she really kind of did that crossover thing so very well. And she was one of the first people to do it. So she did it so fantastically. Just shows you how important she is to not only country music, but pop music as well. Just an absolute star. She was absolutely amazing. And the fact that she died at 30 years old and accomplished what she did, she was still just a young woman, but it just seemed like she had been around forever and just had accomplished so very much. But again, just not very old, but seeming like she must have been an old soul. She just seemed older than she was. Just that kind of mature, sort of neat vibe that she gave off. Anyway, this is really great. I love this version of the song. It's so fun. I'm going to rewind it a wee bit.
For you. I got to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the sky turns gloomy, the night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go, I'm walking after midnight, out in the starlight, just hoping you may be somewhere walking after midnight, searching for me. I got to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the sky turns gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after
Hey.
midnight, out in the starlight, just hoping maybe somewhere walking after midnight, searching for me.
How fun was that? And I was getting a kick out of watching the piano player because he was just looking at her with such amazement. He just seemed like he was loving every single second of her performing this song. And at one point, I don't know if you heard the guys, but I said, hey, right after they did, she kind of got into that really kind of, they're sort of emotional, raw kind of singing, and she went up into that higher, more bolder kind of note, and he went, hey, like it was like, yes, they just were feeding off of her and absolutely loving it. It was just so amazing. What a fantastic performance that was. I really enjoyed that one a lot. And I just, you know, it would have been so amazing to see what she could have done for years later if she hadn't died so tragically at such a young age in a plane crash. It's so weird, you know, there were so many of these bands and artists from the 1950s and early 60s that were dying in plane crashes. I think I would be afraid to actually go in a plane at that particular time because there just seemed to be so many deaths that were going on. Anyway, that was phenomenal. I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys did as well. And, you know, if you'd like me to do more, please put down the comments and I'll do my best to get to as many of them as I can. This song was actually re-recorded again, or not maybe re-recorded, it was dubbed to more music when the biopic of Sweet Dreams came out. I think that was in the 1980s, I believe. And so they actually even pepped it up even more for that particular album and made it sound even more poppy for that particular album. So if any of you ever saw that movie or have that album, it'll be a different version again. So there's at least 3 different versions of this particular song. If you'd like to hear some other videos that I've done in the past, just look up here at the end of this video, a couple will pop up, and if you're interested, you can check them out as well, and I thank you in advance for doing that. Okay, everybody, I think that wraps it up for the day, so everybody have a joyful one, and I will see you all again next time. Bye-bye.